Here's the church. And then what's that? Okay, then what? Open the doors. And here's all the people.
This is more of a...
Wait, are you eating?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. There's sort of a continuous moment where everyone's just so nice to each other, and I think that's a nice part of Messiah.
One of my memories of being associated with Messiah Lutheran Church is when Jeff and I went away for our 10th anniversary. He surprised me and lined up 2 babysitters, Chrissy Madison and Megan James. Afterwards, I talked to her parents, Megan's mother, and she said that it was the best form of birth control she possibly could have had for her child.
My favorite memory of Messiah is when Mr. Ball, when I was like really, really little, went up and got a balloon that flew into like where the bell tower would usually be, but we don't have a bell there, I don't think. But yeah, that was cool.
Hello, Messiah. My favorite memory was in 1997 when Ryan got sick. We took him to the hospital to have his appendix taken out, and we didn't say a word to anyone. So he went there and we showed up and they kept him, and he was going in for surgery. Then all of a sudden Hans Arneson shows up. I'm like, we didn't tell anybody. How did you find out? He just said, like, God works in mysterious ways. At that point, I knew we were not a number in Messiah. We were actually part of the community. And Messiah is all about the members. So that is my favorite moment.
One of my best memories of Messiah would be shortly after we joined, when for the first time we did a Easter Vigil. And the Saturday night service, we started around the bonfire. There were probably 15 to 20 people standing there. The bonfire was roaring, and in the middle of one of the prayers, Gary Le Pen's little guy broke free and headed for the fire. He was heading straight for the fire. And as I stood there thinking, I should do something about this, trying to will my body into action, 4 or 5 people came out of the crowd, grabbed the little guy in time, and I thought to myself, that's what a church is all about. That's what Messiah is about.
The people that were here when I passed out were just wonderful, and they still remember me.
And they love you.
I hope so.
I think the biggest thing that sticks out is how welcomed I always felt being a member of the church, the feeling of a second family. And to kind of elaborate off that, I think one of the fondest things I've taken out of my relationship with the church is that you always welcomed my friends into your church community as much as you welcomed me. I very much remember going to a lot of youth group events with my best friend Rachel and having our other best friend John come to Christmas service. And even though they weren't formal members of the church, everybody remembered their names and welcomed them with open arms. So I think that speaks volumes about the kind of family and community at Messiah.
We've been here 11 years now, and it's been great every single day, that's for sure. We feel loved.
And we love everybody at Messiah, and we invite everybody to join us. And we're really happy for our 25th birthday anniversary, and that's about it, I guess.
They would have the fall festival where they had the hay bales and everything over in the gym, and they had square dancing that, but it was great to watch the kids. The kids used to love it. They'd be running around doing it, but they used to love how that worked out. That was great.
All right, so one of my favorite memories from Messiah is when our senior youth group went to Atlanta in 2003, and we had a water gun fight in the hotel, and we almost got kicked out of the hotel, and they took the water guns away, and that was the end of the water fight. But that was awesome. So.
Probably seeing the Christmas show, because that was really cool, and it was really neat to see all the little kids in like their little costumes, all dressed up and playing along with the guns.
Okay, I have like 2 really good memories of Messiah. One is my wedding day, because it was one of the first weddings here at this church, and invited all the families with kids and everyone. It was just a great thing. And then my other memory is Ryan Thiel's benefit concert for his senior project at Souhegan, that he felt comfortable enough with our congregation to have a Christian concert at his high school, and it was great.
My favorite Messiah memory is snack time.
Snack time. Any particular snack?
Donuts.
My favorite memory of Messiah is everyone singing and laughing together during Sunday school.
That's super.
My Messiah memory is when we came here for game night, my husband and the kids, and Josh was completely into it. He's very quiet, but he was so into it, and he got up and we were playing Pictionary or something like that, and he got up and he just started writing away on the board, and I can't even remember what it was. I'm talking about my memory, my Messiah memory, and it was when Josh. Were you guys here? And we did Pictionary on the. Maybe you guys weren't here.
I remember that.
Oh, do you remember that? What was it? That word?
It was like wheelbarrows.
It was wheelbarrow, and Josh made this really intricate drawing, and it had nothing to do with the wheelbarrow, but it was very funny, and everybody, I don't know, it was kind of this family moment where we're all kind of just having a good time, and I guess it's those moments.
My favorite memory is probably, I don't know, maybe like the summer thing over the summer,
Bible school?
Yeah, Bible school.
You like that? Any particular part of it?
I guess the slip and slides and the food.
Okay.
My favorite memory of Messiah is actually early on when Pastor Tom joined the church, and he, to our surprise, came out as Funky T. And I'll tell you, I never laughed so hard in church before, but I thought that was a great moment where we saw his creativity, his humor, and it just made us feel as one to laugh together. I just really enjoyed that.
That's a good one.
So.
My favorite memory from church is going on the Sunday school hike up the mountain and seeing Moses with the 10 Commandments at the top of the mountain.
Favorite thing, taking the kids to Sunday school when they were in the gym and watching them all on their picnic tables, on the school tables, and how they all sort of cooperated and sort of didn't cooperate, but they all got their lessons in and had a good time.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like the youth group. I like the our Christmas service, and I love the pickle roast.
My favorite memory of Messiah was when I got flamingoed and everybody told me about it. I already knew.
The first pig roast I came to, I guess.
You like that?
There's too many memories.
Yeah. Why did you like that pig roast? Anything in particular? Good food?
I can't think of anything. Just being with everybody.
Good
Most
group
of those
to be
people are gone now, but
well, gone, but
I'm still here. But memories are there.
Okay. Thanks.
Hi, I have two memories that I can recall with pretty good clarity. One of them was at one of the dinner groups at the Newcombs, maybe about 5 years back, when we were supposed to dress up as somebody who was dead. And I dressed up as Julia Child. And so I came all dressed up as Julia Child, and I brought a rubber chicken as a prop. And after I did my skit, I noticed that Oscar, the dog, seemed to be infatuated with the rubber chicken. And as time went on, and we got closer to the dinner, the annual Christmas dinner, the auction dinner, I decided to put the chicken up for auction, figuring that since Randy knew that Oscar liked this chicken, and probably nobody else would want this rubber chicken, that he would most likely bid on it and take it home. Well, to my surprise, this chicken was rather popular, and I think, as I recall, Randy didn't win the chicken, but Ken Duzing did, and the chicken actually reappeared for about maybe 2 or 3 more times at the annual auction dinners thereafter. After that, I don't know where it went to.
Got a good prize too, I think.
My other fond memory was camping with Messiah Lutheran at Calumet I forget which July it was, what year it was, but I recall it was just such a fun time. We had great weather up until Saturday when it poured the rain, but thanks to the Mitchells, we had this huge tent thing to get underneath, and we all had a lot of fun playing games and talking and getting to know each other.
My favorite moment at Messiah is confirmation camp. Because it's super fun and we have so much fun learning about Jesus.
My favorite memory of Messiah Lutheran is confirmation camp and puddle jumping. Yeah.
My favorite memory of Messiah Lutheran Church would probably be two things, either the Harvest Festival or ringing the bell for youth group when we were little. Harvest Festival because we got to make the scarecrows, which are really fun. There were so many activities, there's bobbing raffles, the pie contest. I remember one year we had the square dancing, which was pretty fun. And they're just watching on basic painting, everyone's having a good time. All the food, I love food, so that was good. And then I remember on Sundays, we would always wait in anticipation on who would get to ring the Sunday school bell. And every once in a while, I got to do it, and that always made my day. So that was my favorite memory.
My fondest memory is probably divided between the couples retreat, because that turned out so fun and spontaneous, and we had some really great laughs. And then my other probably favorite memory is women's retreat from last year, so I'm looking forward to this year's.
So probably one of the best memories I have from Messiah is on in the fall when we'd have the pig roast, and I just always loved having all the delicious food and playing with all of the other kids out. This was back at Wilkins, so out in the playground out there. And I remember we always used to fight over who would get the little curly Q tail. And one year I was the big winner of it, and much to the chagrin of my parents, I kept that little curly Q pigtail for probably a month. So yeah, there has been a lot of really great memories there. All the Christmases, youth group, for sure, all the service projects we did, going to St. Louis, just a real lot of memories from those times, and I really do miss it.
When Mitch was very young and in the Christmas play, and he was supposed to be, I think he was supposed to be a sheep, and he was bucking like a bronco on the stage, and everyone was laughing. Also, so many pleasant memories of all the dinner groups that we belonged to. I really think that was a lot of fun, and I don't, just the people, Randy. It's just all about the people to me. Thank you.
I think one of my favorite memories about Messiah started and continues with the Christmas dinner auction. I can remember Aria Newcomb standing up in church. Ed and I were visiting at the time, and Aria saying, "Everybody just come, everybody just come." So Ed and I came, and Ed got stuck with the sticker to actually coordinate next year's dinner auction. So we decided, okay, we're Messiah members. But then a few years later, one of my favorite memories at the dinner auction was a very pregnant Carla Seckinger as the Virgin Mary. Not that Carla was pregnant, the Virgin Mary was pregnant, but you get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, wonderful, wonderful events, and we're blessed to have them.
Swings. I like to go on the swing set a lot. Playground.
Well,
what do you want?
I don't know. I remember when we used to have like a pig roast here, and like in like the fall with like bobbing for apples and stuff like that. That was probably one of the coolest things.
Yeah, you're right. That one hurts.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mitch.
I don't even remember the last time we had that. It's been a while.
A few years.
Yeah.
My memory of Messiah was all the youth group events that I got to go to, and the ones we had here, the Easter vigils that we would have, and the sleepovers in Messiah House, and campfire, trying to stay up all night and never succeeding. So those were my favorite memories, the memories of the youth and the members of the church getting involved and helping us all out.
All right, so my favorite memory is actually from the 4th of July
parade that we had our beautiful float and walking around and basically holding up the parade because we had to stop all the time to go visit with all the members who were sitting and waiting for the parade. So that's my favorite memory, is that we're everywhere and this is a wonderful place to be.
My favorite thing about Messiah is Pastor's sermons. Sometimes he tells a joke, sometimes he tells a really funny joke, and sometimes he calls for the congregation to give an affirmation. Hallelujah, Pastor.
My favorite thing about Messiah is the people within it. Happy to be here. Happy birthday, Messiah.
We're Randy and Terry Reed from Lambertville, Michigan. We're the parents of Roxanne Meldrum. She's our daughter, and my best memory of Messiah was the baptism of our grandson Brian. Was in this building several years ago.
I just like the service. I like the pastor. My memory of, it's been a while since we've been here, but my memory of the pastor was very good. I enjoyed the church. I enjoy all the friendly people here. It's a nice church.
Okay, one of my favorite memories of the church is just enjoying all the people and having my kids being raised here and grown up here and just enjoying everybody in the community. That's my favorite moment.
Those are many, many moments, aren't they, Diane?
They are. They are. Many, 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 many.
Many, many.
And more to come.
And more to come.
Hi there. It's been 25 years. It was really more than 25 years because we were around for a short period of time before we chartered. And hanging in the church is a list of all of the people that signed the charter, including our kids. And a lot of the kids are just thumbprints. And it's kind of a neat thing. The building was built in 2002, and a lot of the people in the church participated. And that was one of the highlights because we finally had what we thought would be a permanent home. And so far it is. We paid off the parsonage. That was a big deal. And before you know it, the church will be paid off too. We're down to, I think, a little bit more than $200,000 in debt, which isn't bad for $1 million building. I guess there's been so many things that happened that I could just go on and on and on and list the things that impressed me over the years. But I think the thing that impressed me the most with Messiah, with the church, with the people, the congregation, is that except for a couple little skirmishes here and there, we never met people we didn't like. It really was a nice place to be. Happy anniversary.
I think one of my favorite memories is when I first joined the church at Wilkins School, and every morning we had to come in and set up the church from scratch because it was all put away because it was in the gym at Wilkins. And then you might have been in there the day before playing basketball with your kids or picking them up from school, and then you're in worshiping on Sunday morning. It was a great, tight community. My first day in, Richard Ball welcomed me to the church, and I never forgot it. His friendship and welcoming attitude made me want to come here.
It's great.
Thanks.
Hi. Happy anniversary, Messiah. I have lots of memories of Messiah, starting with when we first started going to the little jazzercise room. Way back. I was probably in 3rd or 4th grade. And then we graduated to Wilkins School, and that's really where I spent all of my time at Messiah. Lots of memories with church pageants and potlucks, and great youth group times with Jeff and Deanna, meeting friends, and then teaching Sunday school to the 4- and 5-year-olds for a couple of years with my friend Chrissy Madison. It was really kind of shaping for me, being that I was one of a crew of kids who kind of grew up there, for sure. The first crew, I think, of kids who grew up there. And it was a big part of my life. We went every Sunday. And I really enjoyed the time, and enjoyed then also taking on the job of teaching the younger kids as they came up, and babysitting for half the congregation.
One of my favorites is, we had a long
hiatus from Messiah. We came back, and I forget what it was, 2004 or 5, and it was because one of our sons was having a lot of trouble. He wanted to come back to church, so we did, and that was a very happy time for Diana and I. It opened up a lot of things for us again.
That's a good one.
So
Thanks.
And it was the first time, we came into this church was new to us, We lived up this road and was here all those years we didn't come. So that was a very happy time for us.
Great.
It's interesting because church for us goes beyond the first meetings at Wilkins School or beyond working on Messiah House or on building the sanctuary here. It's about the families that have impacted our lives, and probably a piece of church that we bring home or has to do with our kids. And each time a child was born, we received beautiful cards and beautiful messages, and we frame those, and it's in the kids' room, so that's a part of church that we carry with us forever. Great memory.
Happy anniversary, Messiah. Oh, it's been quite a roller coaster the past 25 years. Richard and I are charter members. We joined started attending when they went from the parsonage to Wilkins School. And as I was thinking the other day, I thought we were meeting at a school, and yet it always seemed like a church. Our kids went to school there, but on Sundays it always became church. I never considered it a school. It was kind of rough going in the beginning. Sometimes we had a pastor, sometimes we didn't. I remember this one particular Sunday we didn't have a pastor, and Richard and I think it was either Bill Wurst or Dean Janes.
It was Bill Wurst.
Bill Wurst gave the sermon, so church went on. And there were quite a few Sundays like that, and we almost closed the door a couple of times, but obviously God didn't want us to do that. So here we are, 25 years later, and I really feel that when Pastor Hans Arneson came on the scene, when he was called, that in my memory is when we became a true church. And the rest is pretty much history. It's been quite a ride, and we thank God for Messiah. Thank you.
One of my favorite memories is the Sunday that two of our granddaughters were baptized at the same time.
That is a nice memory.
It was just a real nice service.
Well, the point, what I remember the most, is the time when Pastor Alf Druckenmiller came here and founded the church. That was in 1986. From then on, we started to build a church. It took time, it took patience. I came here every day to take a picture of it, to see what it looks like. Because, as you know, a building doesn't make a church. It is the people, their spirit, which sustains us and grows us as a family member in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Well, the first couple times I came to this church, it was held in a cafeteria at a school.
You're right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then you built a building, and I stopped coming here for a while, and then my cousin started playing the organ here, and so I came back. Here's my cousin.
Bingo! That's going to be good.
All right, well, I have two great memories of, well, I have a lot of great memories of Messiah, but two that I wanted to mention. The first one is my very first memory, all the way back when we were in the Jazzercise studio with Alan Druckenmiller as our pastor. There was a baptism going on, and the mother standing at front in all of her early 90s hairdo glory stood too close to the candle, and her hair lit on fire. And I believe Alan put it out really quickly. But anyways, the other memory I want to share is a bit more important. And that is when Jeff and Deanna took us as a youth group down to New Orleans for the National Lutheran Youth Gathering. And I just remember being blown away by the sheer size of it. We went to a soup kitchen and helped out one day, and it was really an eye-opener in comparison to my life in Merrimack, New Hampshire. And then every day we'd go to the big Metrodome, which was just full of people, and to see everybody with the same the same goals and their faith and their spirituality, all looking towards the same direction, was phenomenal. And I remember getting home and telling my parents about it and saying to Mom and Dad, I had no idea that there were that many Lutherans, and they couldn't stop laughing. So that's one of my best memories of Messiah and the youth group, and I'll hold on to that forever.
Let's see.
I think one of the biggest surprises when we first came to Messiah was meeting at the church, at the school for our church.
Yep.
And I think the greatest thing was all the people that we met and how warm they were and caring community.
So that's what kept us coming back.
Well, I guess my memories of Messiah go along the lines of how it's ever changing. How we started out at Wilkins School and in folding chairs, and how it's evolved to this beautiful church now. And the people, some have come and some have gone, and how Messiah just keeps changing and keeping up with the mission.
One memory that really stands out is shortly after the church was formed in, the mid-'80s. The church had a Christmas pageant, and we borrowed a barn from a friend of ours in Mount Vernon, and all the Sunday school kids played parts, including our 4 young boys, David, Ralph, Scott, and Matt. And it was truly a great time for all of us.
That's great.
I don't have any. They're gone. They've been all deleted.
The hard drive of your life has been erased.
Right.
None in particular?
No, they're all good. I've enjoyed my time here. So I have nothing but good memories, really.
That's actually a nice memory.
Yeah, it is.
We were meeting in the school when we first really got involved in the church. And in comes this, I'd have to say, stretch stroller with 3 little ones in it. And we watched those triplets be raised in this church and become young adults and lead in our youth group. And there are many families in our church that have raised their children. From little on, we watch them. The same with our own children. And I think Messiah Lutheran has a real knack for bringing families through the church and learning their faith and knowing God. I hope that you can come to some of our services. Bye.
Well, hello there. We're in transition mode, as many of you know. I'm living in Vermont now and commuting on the weekends. But just so you know, we never actually will leave. Part of us will always be here, and we'll always come back to visit. And you are welcome to visit us as well.
Thank you for being such a warm, inviting church to enjoy the Spirit of God with you each and every week. Love you.
My greatest memory of Messiah is this first Sunday I was here, and I came in and stood by the font and everyone applauded and was so glad to see me, and it made me feel warm and fuzzy inside, and it's the way I feel every Sunday when I come in here. The Spirit of Christ is with me, and also the Spirit of Messiah, the Lutheran Church, and so happy anniversary.
One of my favorite moments of Messiah would have to be in the hospital room with my grandmother. A pastor walked in, not our pastor, but he had a hat on, and he sat down and started talking to her, and he looked at her and he said, "You better take your hat off and have some manners." And that was just like Nana being Nana. You know, she'll tell you how it is, and if you don't want to get Nana mad. So that was probably one of my best favorite moments.
Favorite memory of Messiah?
My favorite or my most vivid?
Wow, good question.
Well, that one time when my parents forgot me and my brother and sister at church for 2 hours, and I didn't know where they were. It's definitely the most vivid memory.
Jesus loves you even if they don't.
Okay, that's nice to know.
One of my favorite memories of Messiah was the first time I came and we were meeting in Wilkins School, And I walked in and didn't know anybody, and this nice, like, 18-year-old boy gave me my hymnal with the biggest smile. And I was so impressed that a kid that young was so happy to be there and was sharing that. And it turned out it was Ryan Thiel, but I always look back at that and remember how nice he was.
So my favorite memory would be of Richard Ball, and it would be on probably my third visit to Messiah, as I was still trying to decide where I was going to join and what I was going to do. And I happened to come on one of the days that you were having a big luncheon, and I was overwhelmed with having a little one that I had to get a plate for and a baby in arms, and it was all feeling very overwhelming, and I didn't know anybody. So I started to have that feeling like I'm just about to burst into tears because I can't balance 2 plates and balance 2 kids and walk everybody. And Richard Ball swept up behind me, introduced himself, and said, "Oh, can I hold the baby for a little bit, let you get lunch," and this, that, and the other thing. He swooped Paige out of my arms and, kind of like that expert grandfather that he is, walked around with Paige in his arms so that I was able to get a plate of food and be able to set up my older daughter. And it was at that moment that I decided to join Messiah, and I've been here ever since.
Bingo.
Hi, I'm Donna Earhart, and I first came up here 3 years ago from Long Island, New York, and you can tell by the way I say coffee. I was looking for a church that was similar to my church on Long Island, very community-oriented. This was it. My first try, my only try. May God bless Messiah Lutheran for 25 more years.
I would have to say I don't have one favorite moment, but I think what makes Messiah so special is the members, the past members, present members. That's what Messiah is all about. Thank you.
We like hearing Pastor Tom's sermons, and Doreen, we like...
I like the fellowship. I had a fun ladies' night out at Trudy Costa's house a few months ago. That was a lot of fun.
So we like the whole community of the church.
Thank you.
Oh, my memory of Messiah. It would have to be Eric and Sarah's wedding. We had been here approximately 9 months, and Kay Peterson really took the reins in planning everything. And one of the things she said when Eric said he didn't want wedding cake, he wanted wedding pie, was that everyone in the congregation would make a pie. And I was like, that's crazy. I can't ask these people I barely know to make pie for my son's wedding reception. And sure enough, the day of his wedding, there were 20, 30 different pies, and it was just such a lovely little moment. That and the fact that he got married here. They chose this church over any other church because it was the best.
Favorite memory, come on.
Favorite memory, traffic jams caused by Randy Newcomb.
There you go.
My favorite memory is this guy with his odd beard looking for something fun to say, and I can't think of a thing other than I like coming here, and everybody's very, very nice.
And we love you.
I like my minister too.
So my favorite memory of Messiah is when I was at nursery at the old middle school, and I brought in a big suitcase of Play-Doh, and I never mixed my Play-Doh colors up, but then Elke Arneson took my Play-Doh and mixed all the colors up, and I refused to talk for the rest of the day.
I'd have to say some of my fondest memories are Pastor Kari Kyle and her soft voice during service. That was always nice, and also when Pastor Tom started playing guitar and we formed the praise band, that was a lot of fun.
Our favorite memory?
All the years through youth group and confirmation with great people, friends.
And the happiness of the congregation. We enjoy coming here. We came from Christ the King about, 10 years ago?
About that.
Yep, and we enjoy it here. We enjoy helping out everybody that we can. And congregation.
Power washing the church.
Power washing the church. Helping Jean. She's our girlfriend, isn't she?
She is.
We love her.
My favorite Messiah memory has to be when Trudy got up to give her 3 announcements. Her first announcement, her second announcement, and her third announcement. Who else could flip off the whole congregation on a Sunday morning but Trudy? What a memory.
I'll tell you a memory that came to mind, and it's really interesting too. When you mentioned that, I remember when Tara Kempf gave a tribute to Linda. It was one of those witness nights. I don't know if it was I don't know what time of year, but and Tara came back to the bench. She came back and Linda Kemp put her arm around her, and the two of them just holding each other after Tara gave her tribute. And that's just one of the memories I've got.
That's great.
You know,
that's a really good one.
Anyway, thanks for asking.
One that comes to mind is the first Easter season that we spent in this church. It was very moving the day that the service where Pastor Dwight stripped the church of all of its vestments, and I saw the church bare, and it's a very moving service anyway, but it really got me, and so I think I'll always remember that one.
My favorite memory is probably when I went to the baseball game, Red Sox-Yankees game, and my favorite part of it was when Derek Jeter hit a home run. What's
Oh, wow.
church? It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have
It's been a blast. Here's to the next 25 years.
I have no clue.
Coming up blank. Say bye then.
Bye.